Go. Ooh.
Okay.
Welcome to Pairing with Bunny. Let me
Welcome
see if
to
I can
Pairing
find
with
the theme
Bunny.
song.
I will tweet this as soon as it. Oh, there we go. Live stream. There it is. That's us.
Wonderful.
I can actually hear it this time.
Well, it figures that you can hear it because, damn it. Okay, streaming is hard, and the theme song is really hard. That actually played on my computer speakers and was picked up by the mic, so it probably sounded like crap. Sorry about that. It'll be fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I have tweeted it. Okay, so yeah, I added a little more, just like I changed the color scheme.
Thylacines.
This look nice. I added some stuff down here on the side here.
It is extremely likely and probably completely true that there are still thylacines out there today.
I'm an American.
Awesome.
That means that these so-called facts and proof from scientists that have studied their chosen field for their entire lives are just as valid as my strongly held opinions that I formed because
Americans for thylacines.
This American for thylacines, certainly. So that's what I've added. I added this side stuff over here, and I added this down here, and I messed around with the color scheme.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Okay. And at some point, we want to make a Pairing with Bunny website.
Yes.
But you wanted to do some coding.
Yeah.
And I have a TypeScript talk that I'm working on. So let's talk about TypeScript.
All right, I have a TypeScript file all set.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Zooming out a bit, you talk about coding and programming languages. But the thing is, in real life, when it's not just, a puzzle that we're solving to learn something or for entertainment value, we don't code just in programming languages. We code in language systems. And JavaScript is a really rich language system. And that includes the runtime, which is the JavaScript runtimes in all the browsers, and also Node and various versions of Node on the server or our computers. And that's essential because otherwise the programming language is completely useless. But also there's build systems that turn our code into something that we can ship. And there's package managers. That's a big one, so that we can share libraries and reuse each other's codes. There's a Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is a part of every language system. And MDN is a big part of the JavaScript language system because this is how we share information and learn from each other. There's all the libraries that exist in the package manager. And there's all the different tools like linters. Linters check your code for common errors and are like, tut, 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 you should put a semicolon on that line. And all that stuff. And when you move from toy programming to useful programming, you start really bringing in more of the language system. TypeScript is part of the JavaScript language system. And there are some pieces that are exclusive to the TypeScript language system, but it incorporates everything in JavaScript. A big one of those is, TypeScript itself. But where do we even get TypeScript itself? We get the TypeScript compiler, which you can also use as a library, but that's a technical detail. We get the TypeScript compiler from NPM, which used to stand for Node Package Manager, but it's so much more than Node now. Open a browser and go to npmjs.com.
NPM?
Yes.
NPM.js. Oh.
Yes. So one of the fun things about NPM is it now officially doesn't stand for anything. And so every time you load this page, it comes up with some other acronym for NPM. Yes, Neonatal Penguin March. That's today. Also, I have some stickers I have a sticker of this on the back of my computer, which is not going to help you because I'm using my computer right now. But they turn it upside down and it says WDU, and that stands for Wombat Development Unit. And so they have logos with wombats.
I had a piece of cat hair on my screen.
Why are you blowing at me?
Because I had a piece of cat hair on my screen. I was blowing it off.
I have a piece of cat hair on my screen too, but I'm not going to blow into my mic.
Although I forgot that my mic was up there. Oops, sorry.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, you were winning with the Wombat Development Unit. Okay, so that's NPM. And that's some funny stuff about NPM. Wombats are also Australian, like thylacines.
Like thylacines, they're also marsupials.
See? Like so thylacines can be friends with NPM. It all
comes back around.
There you go. Okay, so whenever we come up with like a clever idea for a library, we'll name it thylacine or something. Anyway, NPM is a package manager. Let's search packages. Search for like ASCII.
Is that how you spell that?
No, it's ASCII.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like the thing with the dots. Okay.
The thing with the dots.
That wasn't a very good way to explain it. It's like when you make pictures out of the things.
You're talking about ASCII art.
Yeah.
Yes. So ASCII, you can Google it. It's like some standardization of characters. ASCII is how we store text at all in the computer. It's a way of converting text characters into binary bits and bytes and stuff we can stick in computer memory. So it's very, very important, and it's very like basic to what we do because ASCII lets us store letters at all.
Oh, hi, Elliot. Elliot, who joined last time, is back and viewing again.
Yay. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I don't have access to the YouTube chat. This is fine.
I've got it up.
It's fine. Good. Anyway, so NPM has tons and tons of libraries, and it also has utilities. So some things in NPM are just libraries that you would use in your code, and some of them are utilities that you can run on the command line. And some of them are both, such as TypeScript. So whenever you want to build a JavaScript or TypeScript program that participates like in the ecosystem as a whole, brings in code that other people have, or you want to publish so that other people can use your code, you're going to use NPM.
Okay.
And you can declare your project as like participating in this with npm init. So if you open a terminal in your project.
Okay, do I need to go to the folder where that file is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ls.
Should only contain,
Thanks.
practice FPS.
Sorry, I just can't like arrive in a directory and not push ls and then get status. Okay, or in this case, get init. Great. Okay, so to just do npm init, and we'll start creating more than just a script. In the past, all we've created are little scripts that you can run in Node, but now we're going to make like a program or that can participate in the larger ecosystem. I don't think we're going to publish anything to npm. I don't have anything worth publishing yet, but we are going to use other stuff from npm, such as TypeScript. Okay, so you get to name your package, which you can call it PWB or pairing with bunny or whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever. What is this? We don't know. We don't know what this is going to be. Okay, great. And don't worry about this other stuff. Just hit enter a lot. Great. All right, now if you ls, you'll see that you have a package.json. And so open that in VS Code Good. And this, it doesn't have much now. You don't really need the main, but don't worry about that. Your scripts is, you can put little shortcuts in your scripts directory that define like how to run tests in your project, how to build your projects, how to start it up. And we probably will do that eventually, define like how to start up the project. So that's stuff you can put in here. But soon this will have dependencies. If you go back to your command line and do npm install TypeScript. Yes, like that. Yes. So this says, hey, npm, go get me this tool from the sky. We're not going to talk about dev dependencies right now. That's a technicality we don't need. Now, do you see that what changed in your package.json?
It added one package from one contributor. Is that it added this here?
Yes.
This TypeScript?
Yes.
3.3.333?
Yes, I'm highly amused by the current version of TypeScript. I like it. Thank you to whoever decided that this one should be 3.3.3.3. That makes me happy. Yes, so now you've declared that this project, TypeScript is essential for it. And two other things changed in your directory. You now have a package lock.json.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about that too much, but you can look at it. The job of this is to be like, okay, I have downloaded exactly this version of TypeScript from exactly this place. And the job of that is to make it reproducible so that someone else can fork your project or clone it and get exactly the same version of TypeScript that you tested it with. You're not going to have to worry about that, but there it is. But however, it also added this node modules directory, and that's super important. Yes, so this is where npm downloaded the code for TypeScript. The whole distribution of TypeScript in there. And so this is where TypeScript is going to live for now. And then there's a .bin directory too that contains the utilities that TypeScript comes with. So this is where you get your tsc command. In fact, let's do this correctly. In your package.json, yes, in our scripts, let's make a compile command so that we can be consistent in how we compile TypeScript. Okay. Yes, so you can just name it compile. And then what you put in here is the command to run to compile, which is just tsc for now. In quotes. That's a string. Yeah. And then, okay, good. I put a comma after test. Okay. So when you save this, and now you go back to your command line, and you type npm run compile. Okay, it's complaining. Oh, okay. Yeah, tsc by itself isn't going to be enough. That's fine. We're about to create a ts config, and then it'll be happy. I'm just thinking about ordering because I want to explain to you about that. Okay, just run tsc -- init. Okay, now run npm run compile again. Hit up, enter. Yes, good. So now tsc will find it's happy now. Great. And look, you got a practice.js out of that over in your directory.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's not doing much, but it's there. Okay. I want to explain to you why we did npm run compile and we put tsc command inside package.json instead of just running tsc at the command line. Because you do have TypeScript installed globally, so you can run TypeScript at the command line. But I made you put it in there for reproducibility. Reproducibility is a big problem in software, and it means being able to build and run the same program as someone else, or as that you did last time. PackageLock.json is about being able to get the same copy of a copy of the exact same dependency. And when it puts that TSC in node modules /.bin, that is the TSC command that is the same version. If on your command line, do TSC -- version. Look, it's slightly different.
Oh, yeah, because the other one was 3.3.3333.
Right. So if you do node modules /.bin /TSC -- version.
Wait.
Node _modules, that's the directory. Or node tab, and it'll find it. Yeah.
Node modules
/.bin /TSC -- version.
Oops.
Oh, you might have to say /node modules. Put a / in front of that.
Oh, I gotta get it over there. Oh,
What is it doing? I'm not sure you can use the mouse there.
Yeah, I guess not. I discovered that. Okay.
What kind of command line is this? Oh, turn your slashes backwards, maybe. And don't say / because I'm giving you like Linuxy or Mac syntax. And you are on Windows, so maybe maybe that will help it. I'm trying to get it to run. That's okay, good. Yes, there. We got the 3.3.3333. So what we want for reproducibility, in order for me to be able to create the same .js file that you created, based on the .ts, I need to be running the same version of TypeScript. So I need to be running the version of TypeScript that's specified in your package.json and immortalized in your package-lock.json. And when we run it from within the npm scripts, it's always going to use the version in node modules.bin. Which, when it's just you, and until you're burned by this, you won't care. But it's super, super important in like professional software to have this reproducibility, to be able to go from the same TypeScript to the same JavaScript. Another thing we can do is run node -- version. Yes. So you have node 10.15. If you wanted me to be able to run the same program in the same way, you can put that version of Node, you can specify that in package.json. And we could put the right command to run your program in package.json. So a lot of what we do in like the little definition files like tsconfig and package.json is be very specific about how we created this program so that other people can create it too and can get the same results. Because you would think the whole point of programming a computer is to get the same results every time, to get consistency. But it turns out that's really hard. There's subtle differences between versions of libraries and the different runtimes. And so we work really hard to try to get as much consistency as we can. But in the end, is Node version 10.15.0 on the Mac exactly the same as the one on Windows? Who knows? They try to be. So we work hard at consistency, and this is a little bit of how we do it. Okay. So now we have TypeScript, and we have a compile command, and it outputted a .js, and that's probably far enough for us to actually do something. Okay, so now the hard part is we've got the practice.js open in VS Code. In real life, I make VS Code hide that so I can't even see it, but I want you to be able to see it for educational purposes. The hard part is not changing it. Don't change practice.js because that will confuse you. because every time you compile, it'll get overwritten and it will be confusing. I have this problem during live demos pretty often. All right, so in here you can write some JavaScript. And for now, you can just write JavaScript and we'll make TypeScript be happy with it. Now we have to just come up with what we want it to do. I can go through the sad example that I use in my talk. I mean, it's sad, but whatever. I just make a function called print status that accepts a status string, and it prints out statuses, whatever it is. So see if you can write that. Just write JavaScript.
What do you mean takes in a status?
It has a parameter called status.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's see, what did you call it? Get status?
Print status.
Print status. Oops. Like so?
Okay. You make it say status is colon the status.
Okay. Actually, wait, I don't have to do that. I can just do it this way. I don't need to do that.
Okay, and then call it with... Don't worry about that yet. We're going to turn that off. Print status and then pass it running. Yes. Okay. The first thing that I want to change about it's got some anger, but let's run the compiler. Here's a VS Code trick. If you push Control-Shift-B, yes, and then pick TSC:watch. That is gonna run TypeScript, and it's gonna run it again every time you change your file.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and you can look at, now you should be able to look at practice.js and see the compiled output. There. It's important that even though there are compile errors, TypeScript has given you compile errors, it still outputs the JavaScript. It's like, well, this is what you wrote. I don't think it's going to work because of these errors. We can get rid of some of these errors if you go to tsconfig.json. Yeah, and scroll down a little bit to find strict. Yeah, change that to false.
Oh, whoa.
There we go. Okay. So now it's only giving you the errors that are like legit. In your terminal, and you can use the terminal in here if you want with that one, do node practice.js. Yeah. How did that work? Oh, wow. Wow, JavaScript is so forgiving. Huh. I didn't know you could just assign variables that you never declared. That's amazing. JavaScript is so forgiving. Okay. But TypeScript hates you because print status is not declared.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have.
Yeah. Now TypeScript is happy. What? Well, what's with that equals?
Oh, I don't know why I put that. Okay.
Yeah. Now TypeScript is happy because this is now valid JavaScript. But apparently, so that's one thing that I really like about the JavaScript ecosystem is how forgiving it is. It really, and TypeScript participates in this by outputting the JavaScript even when the compile fails. And wow, I mean, even without declaring const, Node was like, I didn't declare that variable, I'll just make one up. Here you go. And that's fun. And TypeScript is a great compromise because you can both get the computer nagging at you. You did this wrong. You did not follow the rules. And you get the computer being like, I can kind of figure this out when it can. So you get that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Because TypeScript is like the TSC command goes from JavaScript plus optional types. The TypeScript is just JavaScript plus some types if you choose to use them. And the output is JavaScript plus some type errors. And optionally type declarations, but we won't worry about that today, probably. All right. So now that you have this, the thing is, what if you pass the wrong kind of thing in a print status? TypeScript is all about telling you where you screwed things up. When it can figure it out, and it can often figure it out for you. So instead of like running, pass like an object with kind : running in it.
Pass it here.
Yeah, yep. Give it an object with a kind of running in it instead of a string.
Oops. Like so?
Sure. And then run it. Run node. Yep. Bah. The status is object.
Also, I need to add a space.
Thank you. Okay, so we want to not pass an object into there. You're supposed to pass a string. And TypeScript can help us with that. But here's the thing. TypeScript gives you gradual typing, so you get to choose how many type errors you see. And we can like kind of ratchet that in as we go. So, and this is the flow of my talk that I'm going through here. So give me feedback on when this gets confusing.
Okay.
What you want?
I have sleepy brain today, so might be more confusing than to other people.
That's allowed. But that's helpful, actually, because it's always going to be confusing to, if it's confusing to you, it's always going to be confusing to somebody. We haven't told TypeScript what kind of thing this function is expecting. So we can make it complain that we forgot to declare a type for status.
Okay.
Okay, so to do that, we go to tsconfig. Yep. And underneath strict, there are 6 or 7 of these buggers directly underneath strict.
Oh, okay.
Hold still. There. Yes. There are like 6 or 7 of these things that are like subsets of strict. So if you say strict false, it sets all of these to false, but we can set them back to true individually. So first, let's start with no implicit any. So on line 24, like uncomment out that line.
Yep, parameter status implicitly has an any type, and we put in here that we don't want that.
Right. Let's go ahead and turn on declarations so I can show you how it has an any type. Find the declarations option in here. It's near the top.
Oh, declaration
true.
map?
10.
Oh, here
10.
it is. Declaration 10. Okay.
Turn that on. Okay. And then when that recompiles, you should get another file. There it goes. No, it didn't. Dang it. Go to practice.ts and like.
Oh, I think is it because this is commented out?
No, it's just because the watch thingy hasn't recognized a change. If you go back to practice.ts and like add a space somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, that triggered it to recompile. And now you have a practice.d.ts. You can look at that. Good. So this is where TypeScript puts the type declarations. When TypeScript reads your .ts file, it kind of reads it with 2 lenses, right? TypeScript has bifocals. And on one hand, it's looking at the runtime side, which gets output as JavaScript. But TypeScript has this other lens of the type side of the code, where it just sees the types of things and do they fit together and who cares what they do. And it outputs that information into this .d.ts, which is a declaration for TypeScript, D for declaration. And here it just says, okay, there is such a thing as a const named print status, and it is of type function from any to void. So you can see that it has decided that status has the type of any, which any is the default in TypeScript. It means, I don't know, JavaScript, do what you want. So it'll let you put anything in there. It'll let you call any method on it because it doesn't know. It's like, yeah, whatever. And that's the default. And that's where we get the TypeScript has decided that this is an any type and is complaining because that was an implicit any that it figured out for you, and we've now made that an error.
Okay.
The easiest way to fix this particular error is if you go back to practice.ts and you tell it status : any. Yeah. Okay, this is fine.
Because at this point, we're not letting it default to any. We actually manually set it to any.
Yes.
And that's why it doesn't have an error anymore.
Yes, yes. So now there's no compile errors, but if you run it in Node, it's still going to be like object. Okay. Yeah. So now I want to make it an error that we said any for the parameter value, because we shouldn't do that.
So that's got to be in here somewhere.
Nope. Completely different.
Oh. Well, damn.
No, this is a surprise. Part of the amazingness of the gradual typing in TypeScript is that not all the errors have to be compile errors. We can get them as linting errors. And a linter is very essential for JavaScript. Is a program that analyzes your code and complains, but it doesn't like output bytecode. It doesn't output JavaScript. It just outputs complaints. Actually, it can modify your code too. So we want to use tslint. In your command line, do npm install tslint. This is a very useful tool.
All one word like this?
Uh-huh. And there's a bunch of, the standard for JavaScript is ESLint for ECMAScript lint. And at some point, maybe later this year, they plan to like deprecate tslint and move this capability into ESLint. But right now it's called tslint. This is fine. The important part is that tslint uses the TypeScript compiler as a library. So unlike the standard JavaScript linting, it can see with those two lenses too. It can see into typespace and give you errors in typespace. All right. You have installed tslint, but I think if you run just tslint by itself, I think it won't do anything. Try tslint. Good. That's because you haven't installed it globally. So, but it is going to be in your node modules bin. So let's put the tslint command inside package.json as a script. See how you have a dependency on tslint now? That's good. We're going to make a lint script.
Okay.
Okay, and that one's going to be tslint, and then I'm going to give you the secret formula. -- project dot. There's a space between project and dot.
Oh.
Yes. Hopefully this will work on your system. We'll find out. And then another parameter is -- format space verbose.
Space what?
Verbose. VERBOSE.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's like, no, really, give me a little more information about the error. This is the right way to do it. So now try npm run lint.
Okay.
Oh, found no valid enabled rules. Okay, that's good. We need to run tslint -- init, but you're going to need to run the one in your node modules. So you'll have to do that node modules /bin /tslint node _ If you hit tab, it might complete it for you. Yeah. .bin TSLint.
TSLint.
And then give it dash dash init. Yes. So now we have yet another JSON file. We have tslint.json. Yay. And it just extends the recommended rules. So you don't really know what those are until you hit them and it complains, and then we'll fix them. So now try npm run lint again, and it should work. I don't think it'll give us any errors. Oh no, it will give us an error. Oh my gosh, it hates your code. Look at all that hate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It wants you to use arrow functions. It wants spaces before
more semicolons.
Parents. It hates console.log. It wants double quotes. Okay. Let's do a commit at this point, because I'm about to do something that will change your code.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Git add dot. Oh wait. Hold on.
Oops. What did I do? Oh
Windows.
no. Uh-oh.
Well, good God, Git. This is all fine.
Oh boy, wow.
These warnings are fine, but they are telling us that we should not commit the node modules directory. You can control C this if you want. Okay. All right. So when you do run ls, good. Okay. At this point, we have both source, which is your practice.ts, and output, which is the .js, the .d.ts, in this directory. And we want to commit the source files, but not the stuff that's the output of running, compile, or install. So you're getting into this is stuff that is completely essential to know as a professional programmer, but that you don't get out of your little JavaScript courses. Right, so we need to tell Git, look, I don't want you to store the .js because that's defined by the .ts. And I don't want you to store the node modules because the content of that is defined by the package.json and the package.lock.json. Okay, so we do this by making a file called .getignore.
Okay, in the same folder?
Yes. 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 And you put in here a little list of the things that you don't want to save in Git. So you put node modules in here. Yes, and then put a slash on it to say it's a directory.
Oh, at the front?
No, at the end.
Oh.
It'll also work if you don't. Yes, and then on the next line, put star.js. No, like asterisk.
Oh, like an actual, sorry, yeah. As soon as I typed that out, I was like, wait.
And then on the next line, put star.d.ts. Good. And if you save that and we go back to your command line, do git status. Good. So you'll notice in the untracked files, yeah, git add dot is good now. And it's not going to complain nearly as much.
Oh, yeah, that's not nearly as bad.
Because Git is now ignoring node modules and your JavaScript and your .d.ts.
Okay.
So now you wind up with more stuff locally than you're going to push to Git. But the point is that if people have your package.json and package.lock.json and your practice.ts and your ts config, and the lint config is handy, then they can get the node modules directory by running npm install. And they can get the JS and the TS by running compile. And that's that reproducibility part. You have to put enough definitions so that you don't need to give them the .js. You just give them the source. And then they can get the .js for themselves. Okay, good. That was excellent. Okay, so now we're dealing with all those linting errors.
Elliot says that everybody hates linters.
Yes, I hate linters, but yet I do like code consistency, so I recognize that they're useful.
I mean, he said it nicer than that. I don't know exactly what moment of the video he was at because it's behind. But he says, by the way, that's only fair because everybody hates them, and then in parentheses, the linters.
Yes. Yeah, so the linter hates your code. No wonder everyone hates linters. So what you want to do next is there's one good thing about the linter. Some of those things that it's bitching about, it can also fix for you. In your package.json, where we have our little lint script, add an argument that says -- fix.
Okay. So add another one on this line.
Like after format verbose, you want to say -- fix.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And now do npm run lint again. And it's still going to complain, but not as much.
Okay.
Oh, it only has 2 complaints. So now, if you do get status, it's changed your code. I don't know what changed package.json. Oh, it probably added a new line to the end. Do get diff. Oh no, wait, we haven't. How did we not commit those? Quick, do git commit, and it'll commit just the green stuff, which is fine. Oh, you have to enter a message. Just say hello or something.
Hi.
Oh, you're in Vim.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to fix this in a minute. You're currently in insert mode. Type hello. Hit escape. Now type : W, Q, enter.
Woo.
All right. There are a few hard problems in computer science, and one of them is exiting Vim. Okay. So we have a yak to shave here, and that yak is change your default editor because nobody wants to be in Vim unexpectedly. It's completely rude that is the default. Totally terribly rude, Git. And I think you usually do this with an editor environment variable. I wonder if there's a git config that you can do to change your default editor. Probably. Let's check the environment first. Echo. I want to echo $editor. Try echo $editor, but we're in Windows, so it'll probably. Hi, Loki.
Like so.
$, no space, and then editor in all caps. So that's an environment variable. Yeah. Okay. Try echo %, editor all caps %. Yes. Windows, how do you do environment variables? I expected blankness out of that because it should have done a substitution from your environment, whatever. Let's just Google git change default editor. And while you're figuring this out, I'm going to go get some more water. I'll be right back. Oh, Loki's doing a cat dance. Wow, he puts up with that?
Loki and I have a special bond. He puts up with a lot for me that he would not put up with for anybody else. And he's not going to put up with it for very long, and then he'll bite me. But he waits much longer to bite me than anybody else. So, okay.
Oh, there it is. Git config -- global core.editor.
And then whatever you want your actual editor to be.
Yeah. So what other editors do you have available from the command line? From your command line, type Notepad. Great. That is a perfectly cromulent editor. Yeah. So do that git config and set it to Notepad. Great. Okay. Let's see. Type git commit -- amend. That should open the editor. Oh,
Wait,
1M. It's
1M.
hard. I always have trouble with that because commit.
There we go.
Okay, good. It opened it in Notepad. All right. Now you are safe from the frightening attack of Vim, which I'm very familiar with VI, and I still struggle with exiting it once in a while. Whew. Okay. Now where were we? Git status. Okay, good. And then do git diff, and it'll tell you what has changed. Oh, right. We changed package.json to add -- fix. And now the linter has changed your code for you. So it has fixed stupid crap like adding semicolons and new lines and deleting spaces and things.
Oh, yeah, it sure did.
Yes. So that makes it less annoying. So now we only have like 2 linting errors to deal with. And one was the console.log and one was the arrow functions. Let's start with the arrow function one. Show that error again. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's get VS Code. Here's another yak. Let's get VS Code to show you linting errors. We might have to install a plugin for this. Do command comma
in
VS Code.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a hotkey for preferences, command comma. Or control comma, maybe? Yeah, whatever. All right, type lint. And tslint doesn't show up there, so that means we need the plugin. So let's get the plugin. On the left, click the...
Is that gonna show in like all of my stuff or only if I want it to?
Depends on your settings. But we're gonna make them into warnings and it'll be nice. On the far left, click on the box in a box. Yeah. And search for tslint. There, pick the one with the star. That looks good. Yeah. Install that baby. Great.
Oh, and then I need to reload it. Okay.
Oh, great. What? I don't know what that... Install it or configure it using the git path settings.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, we can I do know what that is, and I can help you fix it if you want, or you can just X. Okay. Oh, look. Now it's looking right. It's working right. Look. Function is underlined in green squiggles, not red squiggles. Green squiggles.
Non-arrow functions are forbidden.
Right.
Function.
So now you have a choice. Calls to console.log are not allowed. Okay, we definitely want the console.log in there. That's the whole purpose of this program. It's not much of a purpose, but damn it, it has one, and that is it. But what do you want to do about arrow functions? Do you want to turn that rule off, or do you want to make it an arrow function?
I'd rather just turn that rule off. I don't want it, anytime I'm working on something else, I don't want it to say that it has to be arrow functions.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'd rather turn that off.
Okay. Then go to your tslint.json, since we want to turn it off everywhere. Although this is still only going to turn off for this project, but your other projects don't have a tslint.json, so they won't have any rules. And then in the rules object, yeah, put the name of the rule, which was no-arrow function, I think. And see, it auto-completes for you. No, not node, no, just no. No arrow functions. There you go. Yeah, and then say false. Yep. There. Nope. Come on. Get happy about it. Oh,
only arrow functions. That's I think what it says. It's only arrow functions.
Does it say that?
That's what it said on the
Let's
thing.
go look at that.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Because that would be backwards. Yes, great. It's not going to let you put that space there.
I did. I took it away, and then when I saved, it put the space there.
It put the space there?
Look,
Stupid
hold on. I'm
thing.
going to hit Control S. Boop. See? That was me hitting Control S, not the space bar.
I hate it when it does this. Oh, God. Okay, hover. Okay, this is TS format fighting with TS lint. It's running the formatter when you hit save. The formatter is like, let's put a space here. TS lint is like, you must not have a space there. So if you run lint fix, it's going to take the space away. I hate it when it does this. Okay, what rule is that? Space?
Space before function parent.
Okay, let's turn that one off too.
Okay.
There it is. Cool.
There we go.
All right, good. At least now they're in sync. Okay, now we have to deal with the console.log one. I want to show you an extra way to deal with this. Yeah, click your cursor there and then push Command dot or Control dot or click on that light bulb.
Okay.
Disable rule no console. Click that. This shows you something that's really cool. Part of the gradual typing is that you can disable compile errors and also linting errors line by line. So you could be like, look, I know that in most of my program, I don't want to have console.logs, but here I do. So tslint, stfu, right here I'm going to console.log. If you don't like that, you can go and disable the rule in your tslint.json, or you can leave that one and be like, this is the only place where we get to console.log because I said so.
Gotcha.
All right, but our purpose, go ahead and make a commit. We should make a commit because we're about to do something important. You need to add or else get commit-am. Yeah.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
And now when you do commit, it will open your editor because you didn't say -m. And we've got the linters happy. No, you have to put something in there or it won't work.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, but I can just do this.
Yes. But then you have to give it the message.
Oh, dang. Do I need to put the message in quotes?
Yes. And you've got a space between the dash and the M, which will anger it.
Oh. There.
Great. Here, okay. Good enough. Shoot, Avdi just said something super interesting in Slack, and I'm going to have to ignore it. Ignore it, Jess. Oh, wow. All right. Focus. We want that status :any to be a linting error. So in your tslint.json, turn on the rule no-any. Yes. And now it should be full of anger, or at least it should have a green. And push space, make it compile again. I might. Oh, come on. All right. npm run lint. Okay, we got an error. No, that's not good. Oh, you put a trailing comma. tslint.json. It hates your tslint.
Oh, I see.
God, that drives me bonko. JSON, why do you not accept trailing comma? Yeah, now it's got the green squiggly and everything. It's happy now. Yep. Type declaration of any loses type safety. There. So now it's an error that it's any, and you can change it to a string. Yay. And now it shows you that passing in an object is an error. And so you are reminded that you must just pass running. Yay! So this was an incredibly circuitous route, right, to get TypeScript to find that error. But the principle here is that we wanted to find that error with the object. And when we ran it in Node, we saw it print the object. We could have just fixed that particular case of print status was being passed an object instead of a string. But that's for babies. And as I have grown, I mean, you have to do that. And actually, it's not always for babies. At some point, you're like, crap, I need to get this fix out right now. I'm just going to fix that. But as I've grown, I think wider. I think, whoa, why did I find this error at runtime? I want to find it sooner. And I look at the code and I say, oh, it's because I didn't specify that status was a string. And so we could do this, status string. And that finds every call to print status that didn't get a string. But then I can think more broadly about it. And I can think, why didn't I assign that as a string? I want it to be an error whenever I don't specify the type of something. And so between tslint and tsconfig, then we went to tsconfig and we said, make it an error to not specify the type of something. And so that helped us fix all functions that didn't declare their type at all. And then we went to tslint and we made that more specific and we said, also don't let people define any. And so then we're having the compiler find us all places where we didn't specify a specific type for a parameter, and therefore all places where we passed the wrong thing in to a parameter of a function, which is a tremendously broader set of problems that we have now made ourselves aware of at compile time. So we're finding a ton more problems earlier because we did way more than just fix this specific case. So as I've grown as a programmer, that is a big difference for me between junior developer and senior developer. A junior can fix the bug. A senior can fix whole classes of bugs, fix or prevent whole classes of bugs by thinking more broadly about the error. So, and now you know a bunch more stuff about TypeScript too.
Yay.
Yeah, and so you've learned NPM, TypeScript, and tsconfig. You've learned about reproducibility and how hard that is. You've learned about git ignore. And you learned about linters, which is a shit ton. I mean a crap ton. Sorry, YouTube. Questions?
I don't think so. That was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Like you said, I would say it's more that it's just like, because I'm not even a junior developer yet.
Right.
But it is like an interesting peek into senior development, which maybe I'll get to one day. What's below a junior developer?
Intern? Apprentice? Apprentice.
I think that would fit. I'm not anybody's intern, but I'm kind of your apprentice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally. So I would encourage this one thing that you get kind of a glimpse of is how much there is to know. Because it's not just, you can know everything about JavaScript and you still can't do anything useful.
Yeah.
Without knowing about NPM, for instance, and some libraries and CS or CSS and HTML, and there's just so much to the language system. And it's really hard to get that from online tutorials because even like the tutorials about NPM presume a whole bunch of knowledge. And the tutorials about TypeScript, for instance, presume you understand NPM. And anyway, so if you use like this project right here to do some of your JavaScript puzzles, Then you'll have the option of putting types in there, and that can probably help you figure them out.
Yeah.
And then you'll have an advantage over the people who are trying to do them with just JavaScript.
Cool.
The end.
The end.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to play the theme song again. It's still not going to work right. It's still going to go to the microphone. That's okay.
At least this way I can hear it.
Yay! Pairing with Bunny.